Very good. A digit is one number. So when the book says write the digit, you're just writing one number. So if I have the number 531 and I say, what digit is in the tens place? What would you say?
3.
The 3. Okay? You don't say 30, you just say 3 because that's the digit. Now, if I say, what is the value of the 3? What is the value? So you have to decide what place is it in, and then it'll tell me the value. Don't write in your books right now, please. 30. Very good. Because if I have 3 tens, this is in the tens place. If I have 3 tens, that equals 30. 20, or 10, 20, 30, right? So just like I have these. Okay, so if I have 3 tens, then here I have 30. So that would be the value. Okay, so let's do a bigger number just so we can practice with that. Let's say I have 5,943,671. Okay, so let's say 9 is in the 100,000s place. Okay, now I did not say to open your books, so close your books because some of you are writing and I don't want you to be writing. Close your books. Can you hear me okay? Because some of you still have your book open. All right, I just didn't know if you didn't hear me or what. 9 is the digit that's in the 100,000s place. What is the value of the 9? If I say, what's the value? Like, how much is it worth? What would you say? Lucy? Right, 900,000. Because the 9 is in the 100,000s place. If I have 900,000s, then that's 900,000. Okay, let's review periods, because I think that got a little bit confusing too. All right, so let's say we have, I'm going to draw them in a box, okay? So we've got our first box is our ones period. I'm going to write periods at the top. And then our next period is thousands. And then our next period is what?
Millions.
Millions. Now, remember that pattern that we had? Ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds. There's a ones, tens, hundreds in each period. So, if I divide each period into 3 sections, okay, I've got ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds. Now, reading numbers like this is backwards than how we read a word. Because when we read words, we read from left to right. But when we're reading when we're putting numbers in, we go from right to left. So we start in our ones place. So let's just say, give me some random digits. Go ahead. 2,
3,
3,
4,
6, 4,
6,
1, 5, 7, 9.
10.
Well, I can't put one digit. 8. Okay. into its sections. So let's pretend we have a divider here. Okay, so I want to read this number. Now, this is how I would say it. Look at this first number. Let's just pretend we have the 897. How would you say 897? You would say it 897, right? Okay, so that's how you're going to say it in the big number. Except after you say it, then you're going to say the period. So you're going to say 897,514,632. Now you don't need to say once.
That's just weird.
So think of it like that. Think of it in little pieces, but you would say 897,514,632. So that's what this number is. Does everybody understand that? Does that help you understand how to say the number?
Yeah.
All right. Jacob. All right. I can't do anything about it. I am doing the best I can with having you see the board. If you can't see it, maybe you need to move your chair a little bit. I'm sorry. Okay? All right. So, digits, values, place values, we reviewed today. So, let's use what we learned, what we reviewed, and we're going to put numbers in order. So turn to page 11 in your book. Okay, so now there was something neat that was on one of your activity pages that I actually didn't teach you. But I thought it was a great idea. So let's pretend you have 26,549 and 26,536. Okay? Now, what they did, in order for you to tell which number was bigger, you start at the digit with the greatest value, and if they're the same, you cross them out. Go to the next digit. If they're the same, cross them out. Go to the next digit. If they're the same, cross them out. Go to the next digit. Are they the same?
No.
No. Which one's larger, 4 or 3?
4.
The 4. So that makes this whole entire number bigger than this one. You know what? That's kind of what we did this morning when we were doing alphabetical order. We did Alabama and Alaska. In order to find out which one came first in the alphabet, look at the first letter. Are they the same? Yes. Cross them out. Is the next letter the same? Cross them out. Is the next letter the same? Cross them out. So we have B and S. B comes before S in the alphabet. So Alabama goes first. Okay, so this is just a good way to be able to tell which number is bigger. All right, so let's use that when we're doing this page. Did someone have a question? I thought I saw a hand up. Jensen?
I can't find my math book.
Can't find your math book. Okay. Well, I doubt. Probably just hiding. Here. It's got the big squid on it, or octopus, whatever it is.
3 seconds.
All right, so everybody's on page 11. Look at number 1. It gives you 4 numbers, and you have to write them in order from least to greatest. So the least to the greatest. You know what we could do? We could find the greatest and just start here and work our way back. To me, that sounds like that might be easier. All right, so we've got 364,001, 374,022, 67,001, and 467,033. So, well, in this case, why don't we could do least to greatest. So, first thing we could say is which number is the smallest? Because I noticed that 3 of those numbers have 6 digits, but one of them only has 5 digits. So that's an automatic. That means that it's the least. Which one has only 5 digits, Mason?
The third one.
Right.
67,000.
Right. 67,001. That's how you would say that.
But so
Hmm?
we write it.
Yeah. So that goes on the first blank because this is the least number, and that one was easy because it had less amount of digits, right?
So
That was easy. Okay.
we put it on the
Yeah. Write it on the first line, just like I wrote.
that one or that one.
The first, this one. And we're gonna write these numbers, but we're gonna put them down here in least to greatest.
Okay.
Okay, now which number is the next largest? So tell you what, let's look at the 100,000s place. 2 of the numbers have a 300,000 and one has a 400,000. So look at the 300,000s. They both have a 3, but then look at the next number. One has a 6 and one has a 7. So which one is less?
The 364,001.
Right. Okay, and then the next one we know would be the other one that had the 3 in the hundreds place, right? So that's 374,000. 22. So, and then what is the greatest number out of all 4 of those? You guys can just tell me. 467,033. All right, so basically we did the same thing. We went, if we lined up all 4 of those numbers, we could cross out the 100,000s plate. Well, we couldn't really with all of them because they weren't the same. It's mainly when you have 2 numbers. So, like for instance, these 2, if you had 364,001, and you're like, I don't know which one's bigger than the other. So start with your 100,000s. They're the same, so you go to your next digit. So 6 comes before 7, so 6 is less than that one. Okay? All right, so for number 2, first look at which ones have the least amount of digits. So it looks like 2 of them have 6 digits and 2 of them have 5 digits. So let's compare the 2 that have 5 digits and see which one is less, is the least. If you have questions, please raise your hand because I want you to be able to understand that. Okay, so the 2 that have 5 digits, the one is 73,560 and the other one's 62,300. Which one is least? Jensen?
62,300.
Right. That's the littlest number out of all four of them. Alright, now what's the next biggest number? It would be the other one that only has 5 digits, right, Mason?
73,550.
Right. And that was easy. All you had to look was at the first digit, and this is a 6, that's a 7. And 6 is less than 7. Okay, now look at the other two numbers. We've got 511,718 and 869,204. Which one would be the next biggest? Marissa?
511,708.
Right. And so that leaves us with the biggest number is 869,204. Everyone getting the hang of this? Okay. So in kindergarten, you did, your paper said you had a 5, a 2, and a 3, and you had to put them in order. But now you're in 4th grade, so now it's the same thing, but the numbers are a little bit bigger.
It's easy.
But it's basically the same thing. You just look at the first thing you do is see which one has the least amount of digits. And that obviously means it's the least. Then you look at the number, the digit with the greatest value, and then see which one is the least. Okay, number 3, look at those numbers and somebody tell me which one is the least. Mason?
71,032.
Very good. 71,032. And then who can tell me which one would come next? Nicholas?
300,000.
Well, say it together and then say thousand.
Okay.
So,
So 327,530.
good. Very good.
Hard to say.
327,530. Alright. Then what is the next biggest after that? Jana?
372,653.
Very good. 372,653. So there's only one number left, and that's the biggest. Noah, what is it? We're on this one. So what's the biggest number? Very good. 702,761. All right. I want you to do number 4 on your own, and then we'll check it in a minute. See if you can find which one is the least, and then the next biggest, and then the biggest. Go. Okay, let's check and see if you got the right answers. So, everybody on the count of 3, tell me what the least number is that goes in this blank. 1, 2, 3.
9,648.
Right. Okay, on the count of 3, tell me the next biggest. 1, 2, 3.
10,128.
Very good. And then what's the next biggest?
75,988.
Are they? And then. Okay. And then the last number, the greatest number is what?
158,071.
Very good. Alright, so what you had to do, it said mark the row of numbers that is written from greatest to least. So look at the first row. Now this is switched. They want you to see which one is greatest to least. So you have to read the directions. So 516,439, 698,000. Okay, well we already know just from reading those first two numbers that they're not written greatest to least, right? Because already 516,439 is less than 698,176. So we're not going to mark that one. All right, the next one is 913,652. And then the next number is 157,365. And then 35,120. And then 35,000. Are those written from greatest to least? Yes. So you can mark that second row for number 5. Mark that second row. And then the last row is they're actually written from least to greatest, it looks like. 7,900, 7,989. So we already know that's not right. All right, and then the next one for number 6, we've got 386,187. And then the next number is 789,420. So we already know that's not it, because that's already from least to greatest. The next one is 730,000, and then 800,000. Well, that's not right, because that's least to greatest. But then the last one says 591,383. And then 506,972, 480,378, and 200,000. So they're written greatest to least. That last row. How many of you got both of those right? Okay, good. Sorry to have to leave you doing that on your own, but actually, I mean, it's good to think on your own.
It is.
If I just stood up here and just gave you all the answers and didn't have you think about it, then you wouldn't learn. You would just be repeating what I say. You wouldn't really be learning it. Mason?
I didn't finish the pasta because I was finding enough cake.
What, from last week?
Yeah.
Well, last week on Friday got a little bit mixed up because I forget why. I think I had computer problems or something.
Yes.
So it's okay. We're just going to keep moving on. Okay? So at the bottom of page 11, it says circle the even numbers. All right, now so tonight you have a paper and you're going to do the odds. What are the even numbers? Let's say the even numbers up to 20. Ready? 2, 4, 6, 8, 0, 0. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay, I guess I was thinking any number ending in 0 is also even. So, all we need to look at is the last digit in a number to tell if it's odd or even. Okay, so this whole number is even because 8 is even. This whole number is even because 8 is even. This whole number is even because 0 is even. And then this number is odd because it ends in a 1, and 1 is odd. So the whole number is odd. So let's start with the top row. I'll read the number, and once I read it, you either say odd or even. Okay? So 1,219. Odd. So we're not going to circle that. 79,582. Even. So circle that number, the whole number. 924. Even. 243,498. Even. 57,146. Even. 16,805. Odd. So we're not going to circle that. 683. Odd. 389,317. Odd. And then 1 million. Even. Good. Okay, so turn to the back of your page. On the back. Now, let's go over real quickly what each section is, the directions. So for numbers 1, 2, and 3, you're going to do just what we did on the board up here. It says write the numbers from least to greatest. And then the next section, numbers 4 through 7, you're going to circle the digit in the place listed. Write the value of the circled digit. Okay, so for instance, I'll do number 4 with you. Okay, everybody ready? We'll do number 4 together. It says 4,589,632. Which digit is in the 1 millionth place?
4.
Right, the 4. So circle the 4. And then it says write the value of the 4. So if you have 4 1 millions, what's the value? 4 million. So on the blank, write 4 million. Like this. Mason, do you have a question? Okay, shouldn't be talking unless you have a question and you get permission. Okay, so that's what you're going to do for 4 through 7. And then complete the table. You're going to write the standard form and the word form for that number there. And then at the end, you're going to write greater than, less than, or equal to compare. All right, so I'm going to give you a little bit of time here in class to work on this, and I'm going to be here if you have a question, and then we'll go over the answers in a couple minutes, okay? So go ahead and work on page 12 on your own. So on page 12, who can tell me, who can do number 1 for me? You had to do from least to greatest. Who can tell me all 4 numbers in the correct order? Jana. 659, is that what you said? Hmm?
632.
All right, good job. Okay, so they all have 6 digits, so that didn't help you out. So you had to look at the first digit of each one. Okay, if you're done, you still need to check your answers with us. Okay, page 12. So 1 comes before 3, 3 comes before 6. Now these are the same number, so we had to look at the next number. 3 comes before 5. Alright, who thinks they can do number 2? Marissa.
7, 713,824.
Mm-hmm.
717,298. 958,653 and 1,000,000.
Very good. So far, who's gotten both of those correct? 1 and 2. Only 3 people? 4 people? 5 people? Okay, so most of you. Alright, and then number 3, Jacob?
9,875. 12,386. 19,210. And
326. Right, tongue twister. Okay, so good. This is the order. Now this one was a little bit easier because this one only had 4 digits. These two have 5 digits, so you just had to look at the thousands place. And then this one had 6 digits, so that one you knew automatically that was going to be your biggest number. Okay, I did number 4 with you. Number 5, you had to circle the digit in the tens place. So what digit did you circle, class? For number 5?
7.
7. You can just go ahead and say the answer.
70.
And then what's the value of it? 70. Okay. And then for number 6, which digit is in the hundred thousands place? The 9. And what's the value of the 9? 900,000. And then number 7, what digit is in the 1,000s place? The 8. And what's the value? 8,000. Good. Does anyone need me to repeat any of those answers?
No.
Want me to? Okay, so circle the 9. And then 900,000. So it's 900, comma, 000. Yeah. And then this one, circle the 8. And then the value is 8,000. So 8, comma, 000. All right, now, who can tell me how to write the standard form for that expanded form number? Mason?
509,327.
Okay, so 509,327. Now, you had to be careful and put a 0 in your 10,000s place, right? Because there wasn't any 10,000s place. It just said 500,000 and 9,000. So there was not a 10,000s place. But it's important, you got to put that 0 there, don't forget. And then the word form, you should have written like this. 509,000. Right? Because if you just look at that number right there, you would say 509, but it's in the thousands period. So you say 509,000 And then 327. 327. And then you put a hyphen in between the 20 and the 7. And actually, I should put a comma after each period. 509,000, comma, 327. Yes. Okay. Hold on, let me tell them something real quick while I'm thinking. By the way, when you write the number 40, okay, this is how you write the number 4. But when you write the number 40, you take that O out. There's no O. It's F-O-R-T-Y.
How's there no O?
All right, because a lot of you on your activity page spelled 40, F-O-U-R-T-Y. But that's wrong. It's F-O-R-T-Y. That's how you spell 40. All right. For number 10, who can read that whole sentence with the correct symbol in it?
I need more time.
Oh, okay. Wait 1 second. What, reading the words? Go ahead. Go ahead, Jensen.
I'm done. 5,746 is equal to 5,746.
Very good. So for number 10, you should have had an equals symbol in the first sentence. Good job, Jensen. Number 11. Micah, your book should be open. Autumn, your book should be open. So we're checking. Lucy?
10,000, 2,081 is less than 12,809.
Very good. So for number 11, you should have a less than sign. Number 12. Dana?
614 is less than 6,000.
Good. So number 12 is also a less than sign. And then Marissa, number 13.
70,000 is greater than 58,714.
Good. So we have equal, less than, greater than. All right. You may put your books away. How many of you think you did pretty well? How many of you got them all right on the back? Just curious. I mean, it was a lot. How many of you maybe just missed one? All right. So good job. Sounds like you're doing it good. All right. All right. Yes. If you did not get your activity page torn out yet, please go back and get it torn out now. And real quickly, open your Boomerang folder, and I just want to see that it's in your homework folder.